Hey everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. In this quick tutorial, we'll build a copy to clipboard feature using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. It's simple, useful and beginner friendly. Let's get started. Let's go over HTML quickly. We start with a div that has class copybox. It's a main wrapper for our content. Inside that, we have a p tag with class copy text and an id text. This is the text we want the user to copy. Then we have a button that says copy text. It uses the onClick attribute to call JavaScript function named copy text when clicked. And finally we have a div with class copied message and id copied msg. This is the copied message that will appear after the text is successfully copied. So this is a basic structure, simple, clean and ready to be styled. Alright, now let's style everything with CSS to make it look clean and centered on the screen. First we target the body. We have set the background color to a nice blue shade. Then I am using flexbox with display flex, justify content center and align item center to center everything in both the directions. I have also set height to 100 VH, which means 100% of the viewport height. This makes sure the content sits perfectly in the middle of the screen. Next is the class copy box, which is our main white container. I am giving it some padding, 20px vertically and 30px horizontally, so the content inside doesn't touch the edges. Then I add a border radius of 10px to give it round corners and a box shadow to lift it off the background just slightly. I'm also setting text align to center so that everything inside is nicely centered. And max width 400px helps it to stay at a reasonable size on larger screens. Now for the copy text paragraph. This gets a light grey background, some padding for spacing inside, a small border radius and a margin bottom of 15px to create space between the text and the button below. The button gets the same blue color as the background for consistency, white text for contrast and padding to make it easier to click. I removed the border. Lastly, the class copied message is styled with green text and a little margin on top. It's hidden by default using display none and we'll show it temporarily using JavaScript after the copy action is successful. We start by creating an asynchronous function called copyText. We mark it async because we will be using await inside it to handle the clipboard operation. Here we select the paragraph element that contains the text we want to copy. We are using getElement by ID and storing it in a variable named p. We start a try block. This is used to run code that might throw an error, especially when working with clipboard access. Now this is the main copy command. We use navigator.clipboard.write text function to write the paragraph's text to the clipboard. Since this returns a promise, we use await to pause until it finishes. Now we select the copied message element by its ID and store it in a variable called msg. We make the message visible by setting its display property to block. Here we use setTimeout to hide the message after 1.5 seconds. Inside the function, we set the display black to none. This creates a temporary success message for the user. Finally, we catch any errors that might happen. If the browser blocks clipboard access or something goes wrong, we show an alert with the message failed to copy followed by an actual error. And that's it. You have built a clean and functional copy to clipboard feature using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This is a great little project to understand DOM manipulation and how the Clipboard API works in the browser. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming tutorials. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.